Breaking news tonight, Sean Diddy Combs has been arrested in a Manhattan hotel this evening after a grand jury indicted the music mogul. His attorney tells CNN that he is currently being processed. The charges are unclear as of this moment.
If you're a halfway intelligent person, when do you start questioning how lucky some just keep getting?
Right.
Once the king of hip-hop and a cultural icon, Sean Diddy Combs is currently going through one of the darkest periods of his life. His fall from grace has been shocking to both fans and the media, but beneath the headlines and the courtroom drama is the tale of a family ripped apart by heartbreak, betrayal, and fear as Diddy fights for his freedom inside the notorious walls of the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn. His family is going through an emotional storm that could leave scars that last long after his trial.
Diddy, if you're just joining us here, was just arrested and taken into federal custody in New York tonight. Sources tell TMZ Homeland Security swooped into a Midtown hotel late Monday where Diddy was staying.
According to sources close to the family, Diddy's daughters have been the ones most impacted by their father's arrest and incarceration. They have reportedly broken down several times due to the harsh reality of his current circumstances. Having grown up in luxury, protected from the world's hardships, they are now facing a nightmare they never could have predicted. Watching their father go from a self-assured, larger-than-life figure to a man who is noticeably thinner and grayer has been devastating during his most recent court hearing. It was a clear reminder of how frail their formerly untouchable father now was when Diddy was spotted mouthing the words, "You okay?" to one of his boys, a moment that apparently brought his daughters to tears.
Incredible. And, it brings into context our whole system of innocent till proven guilty. Why is he not being given bond? And, we could debate that all day long. Of all people that's unlikely to flee or get away, well, he's got the resources to flee, but he's so recognizable. And isn't he innocent till proven guilty? Well, yeah, but, we have to recognize there are degrees of innocent till proven guilty.
According to insiders, Diddy's daughters have been finding it difficult to accept that their father, who once controlled the music industry and created an empire, is currently incarcerated in one of the most infamous detention facilities in the nation. The family's Manhattan representatives have remained silent, but rumors from people close to the Combs circle indicate that the girls are not only devastated but also terrified about what might happen to their father. In private conversations, they reportedly voiced concerns about his health, believing that the strain of the situation would cause him to collapse, lost a substantial amount of weight, and there are rumors that his health is deteriorating. During his court appearances, spectators have noticed his emaciated frame and ashen complexion, which has led to conjecture that jail life is having a significant negative impact. The mental pressure is more concerning than the physical changes. According to reports, Diddy is refusing to eat jail meals because he believes they may be tainted or tampered with. His family is already experiencing worry as they try to comprehend how the once invincible guy is now overcome by fear.
Legitimate concern. No judge wants to wake up and read the headlines the next day. Oh, they treated this guy special and they gave him bond and now he's gone and he fled from justice. So that's what's in the back of most judges' minds. On the other hand, we deal with cases where clients have significant funds sometimes. And sometimes where there's money, you can craft a unique solution. Years ago, it was the ankle bracelet and the ankle monitor.
Not only are Diddy's girls under stress, but the whole family is apparently in disarray, with tensions running high as they manage. According to reports, some of his family members are standing by him in the wake of his arrest, determined to uphold his legacy and defend his freedom. Others appear to be pulling away from him out of concern for the harm his legal disputes could do to their own lives, and there have even been rumors of family arguments over his inheritance with whispers, with some relatives reportedly already debating how his assets might be divided in the worst-case scenario. This alleged infighting has only exacerbated the family's emotional scars, creating a rift that might never fully heal. One family-related source describes the state of affairs as a total mess. They assert that Diddy's children, especially his daughters, are torn between wanting to believe in their father's innocence and supporting him unconditionally, and finding it difficult to reconcile the shocking allegations with the man they have known and loved their entire lives. The emotional toll has reportedly resulted in sleepless nights, heartbreaking arguments, and moments of doubt that have rocked the family to its foundation. To make matters worse, former inmates have called the Metropolitan Detention Center a place of violence, filthy conditions, and constant psychological pressure. There have been reports of inmate fights, power outages, and inadequate medical care, generated media attention for years, and Diddy's family is well aware of the risks he confronts on a daily basis. According to reports, his daughters are afraid that something bad will happen to him inside, whether it's a violent act or the long-term consequences of the unforgiving circumstances.
With all the money he has and all the resources he has, they couldn't craft some solution that lets him be under some form of house arrest. And again, it sounds like special treatment, but the truth of the matter is, to incarcerate somebody like him is expensive to all of us. We're taxpayers, and he's got to have unique situations. You can't put him in general population where, everyone wants a piece of him and everyone wants to be his friend and everyone. So
their worries have only grown as a result of Diddy allegedly avoiding prison meals out of fear of poisoning, though others may brush his anxieties aside as delusion. People who are aware of the prison center's standing contend that his worries are not wholly unjustified. The establishment has long faced criticism for its lack of security and the way outside ties foster an atmosphere where everything seems possible. Diddy's choice to forego prepared meals in favor of commissary snacks like chips and honey buns has generated discussion among his family members. Some believe it to be a necessary precaution. Others fear it's an indication that stress is starting to get to him, but Diddy's kids are haunted by more than just the threats from outside sources. They are as troubled by the idea of him going through the hip-hop mogul is apparently being held in isolation in the Special Housing Unit, a section of the jail reserved for well-known prisoners. Although this may provide an additional degree of security, it also entails a high level of seclusion. According to sources, his daughters have been finding it difficult to accept the idea of their father spending the holidays alone in a cold, sterile cell far from the warmth of family get-togethers. Former prisoners have described the experience as mentally taxing, with little to no human interaction for days on end. For a man who built his career on charisma and connection, the loneliness must be unbearable.
He was I was 3 years old. I don't have a lot of memories of my father. They say, you can't miss something you never had. So that's only a little ways right, There's definitely been times as I've gotten older that I've missed my father.
Diddy's opulent past and his gloomy present couldn't be more starkly contrasted. The man who once had the world at his feet is now confined to a space smaller than his walk-in closet, a reality that is as shocking to his family as it is to his fans. Only months ago, he was spotted having a carefree day in Central Park playing hacky sack and basking in the admiration of fans. Now, he wakes up on a steel bed in an 8x10T cell, staring at cinder block walls and leaning on a 1.5-inch mattress for comfort. According to reports, Diddy's girls are questioning everything they've learned about their father, viewing him as a symbol, as a result of the emotional strain of the situation, of fortitude and tenacity, yet they are now being compelled to face his weaknesses. According to family sources, the girls have been turning to one another for comfort and frequently crying in private as they deal with the gravity of what is happening. The girls, according to family friends, are distraught but passionately loyal and determined to support their father despite the chaos around him. Family rumors of betrayal have only made the daughter's emotional load worse. Some relatives who may not be as directly reliant on Diddy's wealth are apparently starting to distance themselves from the scandal, with some claiming to be more interested in preserving their own reputations than helping him.
Thought Diddy would be throwing all his celebrity mates under the bus.
I mean, that could potentially be coming when it's time for court and when it's time for him to testify. But what we're seeing right now is how important public relations really are to Sean Combs. He's desperately trying to control the narrative behind bars, allowing his attorneys to do documentaries.
The family is navigating this emotional minefield while also dealing with the public scrutiny that accompanies being linked to one of the most well-known cases in recent memory. The public and media scrutinize every action they take and every word they say, adding even more stress to an already stressful situation. Despite the family's efforts to present a united front, insiders claim that Diddy's daughters have been especially affected by the constant coverage, feeling as though their private suffering is being turned into a spectacle for the world to watch. Cracks are starting to show the emotional toll of Diddy's incarceration combined with the pressure of public scrutiny and the alleged infighting over his assets, creating a perfect storm, tense and heartbreaking storm as the days grow into weeks and the weeks into months. The once close-knit family is now at a crossroads, fighting to maintain the ties that have always made them who they are. The issue is, how long can Diddy's family put up with this? They are clinging to hope and praying that the man they have always known as a fighter will find the strength to overcome the challenges ahead. But even as they hope for the best, the uncertainty of what lies ahead looms large. The toll of Diddy's incarceration is undeniable, and his trial is still ongoing. Will the daughter's unwavering loyalty be enough to hold them together, or will the strain of their father's legal battles tear them apart? Months away, one thing is certain. Diddy Fall from Grace is a profoundly human story of love, loyalty, and the lengths a family will go to protect one of their own, Sean. The family's emotional journey is far from over as they get ready for the next chapter. Even though Diddy's legal team is working nonstop to combat the accusations and the increasing public scrutiny, the road ahead is fraught with complications, betrayals, and the weight of a legacy that hangs in the balance as the courtroom drama plays out. Diddy CMS's legal battle is becoming more intense every day, and the stakes couldn't be higher. Discussions over power privilege and whether Diddy's empire can weather this storm have been triggered by his fall from grace. Despite their persistent efforts to refute the prosecution's case, Diddy's legal team, which includes some of the nation's most seasoned lawyers, faces enormous challenges. In addition to being shocking, the charges against Diddy are carefully crafted to portray him as a cunning manipulator who misused his power over decades. The prosecution has called Diddy's alleged actions systematic, asserting that he used coercion, manipulation, and fear to achieve his goals. These accusations go beyond Diddy's actions and aim to destroy the reputation of a man who made a name for himself around the world.
Just to tell the truth, so hopefully we can get down to the bottom of this. I'm 100%, the charges against me are 100% false, and hopefully due to time, we'll start to...
However, Diddy's lawyers have been quick to react, calling the lawsuit a witch hunt and claiming that the accusations are unfounded and intended to harm rather than help his reputation. Fairness, according to a source close to his team, a large portion of the presented evidence is unreliable and primarily based on hearsay. This is about sensationalism, not the facts. According to the source, Diddy's fame is being used as a weapon by the prosecution against him. The government's handling of the evidence has been one of the case's most divisive issues. Prosecutors are accused by Diddy's defense team on multiple occasions of leaking information to the media, resulting in what they call a trial by headlines. One important illustration of this was what they said, although the court finally decided there wasn't enough evidence to prove that the surveillance footage linked to Diddy's previous actions was leaked to a major, the harm had already been done because the headlines alone fueled public speculation, making it even more difficult for Diddy's team to present their case objectively.
Well, Sierra, anything's possible, right? But now this judge has an even harder time, I think, because the past judge locked him up, didn't let him out, and he's still there available for trial. If the new judge lets him out on bond and something goes wrong, and this isn't the analysis that I'm proud to make, right? We shouldn't be saying, well, judges are worried about their own skin and how they look if something bad happens.
Diddy's attorneys have also questioned the motivations behind the accusations, pointing to the timing of the charges to imply that some of his accusers may have ulterior goals like money or publicity. Although these claims are still unsubstantiated, they have further complicated an already divisive case. There is no doubt that this is not only a legal battle, but also a battle for public opinion outside of the courtroom. The media craze surrounding the case has become a beast of its own, with blogs and social media platforms turning every development into a spectacle that analyzes Diddy's life with. Every element has been chosen by a constant inspection, from his court appearance to the statements made by his legal team. Diddy's once glamorous lifestyle is being juxtaposed with his current reality, which adds to the strain. While some fans have thrown their support behind him, others have quickly turned their backs, calling this a long-deserved retort. He used to travel frequently between his Miami mansion and properties in Los Angeles, hosting lavish parties that were attended by the top figures in entertainment. Now, however, he is imprisoned in a small, dreary cell in a detention facility. Known for being tough, The man who once motivated millions with his tenacity and determination is now fighting to prove his innocence. Diddy's empire is collapsing due to accusations that might destroy everything he's accomplished. But he's not merely the business empire Diddy spent decades building is on shaky ground, and partners and investors are reportedly avoiding him out of fear of the backlash that comes with his legal issues. He is fighting for himself and to preserve his legacy. His brand, which includes music, fashion, and spirits, has always been associated with success and ambition.
Real quickly, all that commissary stuff, he's not getting any of that because people in the shoe have an abbreviated list. So he's out of luck. No stake for him. Yeah, he is on watch. This guy thought he would have went home. All of a sudden, he didn't get bond. Remember, the first night that he was there,
Diddy really decided to resign as chairman of Revolt, the television network he co-founded, just months after his incarceration. Although his representatives said this was a temporary measure, insiders conjectured it was a premeditated attempt to distance the brand from the controversy. In a statement, Revolt claimed that the decision was made to ensure that the network remained committed to its primary goal, but industry insiders couldn't deny the timing, which was a serious setback to Diddy's influence. Revolt had long been one of his greatest achievements, a platform he supported as a voice for the culture. Losing his leadership position at such a crucial juncture only strengthened the sense that his empire might be collapsing. And then there's the issue of how Diddy's legal issues are affecting his connections in the business, as some of his longtime supporters have kept quiet and others have quietly removed themselves, providing no public backing as the case progresses. This lack of unity has given rise to betrayal suspicions, with some insiders claiming that corporate concerns are trumping personal allegiance. The phone calls have ceased, according to a person familiar with the matter, suggesting that many of Diddy's former associates and partners are deciding to avoid the controversy.
In fact occur, their argument is more than likely going to be that this activity was consensual, that this person was a willing participant, and not only that, but that these individuals assumed the risk of being present at those parties, of engaging and voluntarily engaging in this conduct and being in those spaces, consuming alcohol and things of that nature.
However, the most tragic aspect of this story may be how Diddy's family is being affected. While his girls are undoubtedly dealing with their father's predicament, his boys are going through their own emotional struggles. King Collins, a hip-hop artist who has followed in his father's footsteps, was recently seen leaving the courthouse following a pre-trial conference. His face conveyed a mixture of resolve, grief, and possibly even a hint of disbelief. For a family that has always shown itself as strong and united, the cracks are starting to show, and the weight of this ordeal is becoming impossible to ignore, even with the support of the family. Rumors circulate that Diddy's inner circle is getting smaller, with some speculating that his legal issues have left a former coworker who used to work closely with him describe the situation as a lonely fall from the top, adding that when things are going well, everyone wants to be around you, but when things go wrong, you start to realize who's really in your corner. As the trial date draws near, the pressure is increasing on all sides. He feels alone with fewer people he can truly trust. In the meantime, Diddy's attorneys are putting in endless effort to develop a defense that can stand up to the prosecution's aggressive strategy. Every new discovery, no matter how minor, elicits a range of reactions from fury to pity to pure incredulity for Diddy. The public's curiosity with the case is showing no signs of abating. Isn't only about avoiding a conviction. It's also about preserving the empire he has built throughout his life and demonstrating to his loved ones, supporters, and himself that he is more than the accusations made against him. However, with his reputation already in ruins and his finances stretched thin, the question still stands. Can Diddy win this battle, or will this mark the end of an era? Until the next time, leave your thoughts in the comments section below. Watch this space for more insider stories and celebrity rumors.